We're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Wentz going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing is Wentz. Flush to his right. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Crowder now to return. 31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The rookie Zach Wilson and the Jet offense set to go to work once more.
Holding back by yelps of pain, and the muscles in my legs were cramped in efforts to restrain my kicking. I started to cry out each time the hairbrush banged into the bottom. I was still taking a small reflective jerk each time Mark hit me with the brush, but I managed to connect the ball with kicks and wiggles and right in the
3 yards, and now it's 2nd
Martha
down.
did not object to my yells, but fucking like rodeo horse was another matter.
And he'll
Martha
give
was
it here
smaller
to his
than I
running
and had a
back.
difficult time keeping
And
me
this
in
will go
position,
as a
and I
gain of
struggled to
7 as he
crouch.
gets it to the
The
30-yard
solution
line.
was a simple one. I struggled too much, the brush started to land on my thighs. If that made no impression, I received a dancing lesson after the spanking. I tried very hard to stay still when I was getting a bottom corner. My backside soon felt like it had been dipped in acid. Every nerve ending sent a burning that started my waterworks home. Yes, man. I saw.
Defensively that time they
Please
were in
thank
zone
me with the
coverage as a
hairbrush.
rookie QB. What
Please
lesson
don't
can you
use the
learn?
strap.
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result could
Martha
be something you
decided
don't
to
like.
prolong my
First play of the
torture.
drive goes the
The
wrong
hard
way.
bristled
Here's
side of
2nd
the
and
brush
12.
contacted my bottom and began to rub. As I moaned with the pain, Martha
Now
spoke again.
Wentz.
Why should I stay?
The Jets pressure too much as down
Once
he
more, I knew
goes.
exactly what I had to say.
C.J. Mosley, the
Because I was a
linebacker,
bad boy
making
of
sure
a man,
his
I
presence is
nestled through
felt.
my tears.
Now after the sack,
I was a bad
Wentz and the
boy, and when I am
Colts,
bad,
they're left
it's
looking
meant
at a
to be
3rd and
man.
1.
Even this did not satisfy Martha. She pressed
Out
up
to the right and complete.
How hard should I spank you?
14
I
yards
saw
is the
Clemson
pickup
and
there,
blurted
but
out
they're
the
still
right
into a
answer.
4th down.
It's hard.
There's another
Very
example
hard.
where defensive coaches
Please
constantly
thank me very
preach,
hard,
not
ma'am,
allowing any
because
run
I've been
after
a
the
very
catch.
bad
They
boy,
gave up a few
but
more
please
yards
don't
than they
use the
wanted
strap.
to, but they were able to get him down quickly.
Martha did not acknowledge my response or my
No
plea.
problems in the field goal
Instead, the
department so
horrible
far.
brush
2 for
started
2.
to smack my bottom again.
Here in this game,
By
isn't
this
it?
time,
And to
I
me,
was
that bodes
physically
well
drained.
for them. If they need
My
him
wrong
to
was
win the
slightly
game,
down
his
from the
confidence
quality
should
it
be
had
sky
already
high.
received, but that was the only shield I had.
Returnable here for
To tell
Davis.
the truth, not much protection. Time to hard it
Solid
out.
return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best and don't worry about the rest of them.
That's one they certainly wish they had back. A loss of 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Discipline being bad. Martha decided to prolong my trip.
Well behind the sticks here.
The hard bristle side of the brush contacted my bottom and began to rub. At that moment,
here's a handoff out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there.
She asked.
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a third and long situation coming up.
Because I was a bad boy, man, I knuckled through my tears. I was a bad boy, and when I am bad,
now Wilson.
Even this did not satisfy Martha.
He's got a man wide open. It's Landry.
How hard should I make
finally get him, but not
before he reaches
the 33-yard line.
Hard.
It's a big play there for the Jets on third down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Going to give this time to the tailback. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 69 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Already received, but that was the only shield I had. To tell the truth.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Down. The rest of my body was free. I started to writhe and wriggle trying to evade each new assault on my aching backside. Somehow I never could. Wherever I moved, however, I had no trouble in landing a solid blow on my red bottom. I thought the spanking would never end, that the pain would never go away. Finally, I gave up all pretense of resistance. I just lay still, sobbing as strange nonsense words bubbled out of my mouth, accepting each new jolt of pain. Then I passed even that point. I became very calm and, although I was still crying, it seemed as though the pain was happening to someone else. I could taste the salt of the tears as they rolled down my cheeks and into my mouth, but, other than that, I was completely detached from the paddling I was receiving. Even when Martha asked if I had enough, I was unable to answer. The spanking stopped as suddenly as it had started. Martha just stopped.
Or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W. This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball game before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Wentz. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now Corey Davis and the rest of his offense getting ready for their next drive. Second quarter here. He has
smacking my bottom and stood up. As soon as my hands were free, I clapped them to my bottom. They scrubbed and they rubbed, but the fierce stink in my bottom did not abate. I writhed on the floor crying and clutching my bottom until I looked up to see Martha smiling down at me. I drew myself into a sitting position and looked up at her. She recognized the look on my face and answered the question I was afraid to ask. I'm finished, boy, she told me. Your spanking is over. I sat on the floor rubbing in my bottom. That hurt. I told her. Martha smiled. I hope so, she said. I wanted it to. We looked at each other for a few seconds. I knew whose turn it was to speak and what I had to say. I didn't want to say anything. My bottom hurt and I felt that Martha's treatment had been unfair. Then I saw the hairbrush tapping lightly against her thigh. I found my tongue forming words in my mouth, speaking them almost from habit.
AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Steps away. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Room here to run. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way
I'm sorry,
through the contact
Martha.
until the C's opened
I
up
said,
for him.
I'm sorry I've been a bad boy. Thank you for punishing me, ma'am. I deserved it.
From the gun,
Martha
he'll
took
hand
2
the
short
ball.
steps and, abruptly, she was towering over me. Her hand reached down and cupped my chin. Her fingers stroked my cheek. You did deserve it, she said. In fact, you deserve more. You really tried my patience the last few weeks. I knuckled against her hand. I'm sorry. I love you. Do I have to stand in a corner? I said, trying to start the process of reconciliation. I know you love me, she told me. I love you, too. Martha paused for a second. Do you know how hot I get when I spank you? Instead of speaking, I rose to my knees in front of my wife. I reached up and slowly raised her skirt. As usual, when she spanks me, Martha was not wearing any panties. When I worked her skirt past her waist, I cupped her buttocks with my hands. As she put her hands on my shoulders, I gently pressed my lips against the...
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Returnable here for Davis. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Swelling of her mound. I could smell her excitement as my lips pressed against her moist patch of pubic hair. Spread her legs slightly and stood rigidly as my tongue probed her vagina. Martha's hands rose from my shoulders to the back of my head. They pressed my face further into her body. I love you, I said, and buried my nose, moist fur at the top of her legs. My hands caressed her bottom as I wished that they were comforting my own aching rear. But I knew that I could not until Martha gave her permission. I love you, too, she told me as her hands pressed my head further into her nest. I forgive you. When Martha emitted her first moan of pleasure, I knew we were once more husband and wife.
Because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
There's a run to be happy with.
For as long as I can remember, I always thought that Aunt Nancy was the most beautiful woman that ever lived. She is my mother's much younger sister. With the way women like to keep their age secret, I never really knew just how much younger she was, but I remember her going through high school.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Hands
We
it
were
off.
well off and had a swimming pool, so Aunt Nancy spent a lot of time at our house wearing a bathing suit. A lot of